finish. They were like being in the playoff scenario. String, you having it up just a bit. Able to see the nice transition bases, getting the dream team. 76 at any point in his career. I'm going to go with from working together as a well-oiled finish. They were like, they keep this momentum going. At the same time, I just can't wait for the chance to do, dunk it and either, that's. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to 6 for 6, Season 1, Episode 7. We're trying a different date and time today, so all excited about it, getting revamped back into the 6 for 6 on the MI6 Sports Network, and we're going on with Saturdays now. It's easier on my work schedule and my personal life, so this is the best time for me. We're going to do it in the morning. I understand college football is right around the corner, so we're going to be doing at the slot between 10 or a 11:30 right before college football kickoff on next week. So I'm going to try to do in the morning, give you all those highlights so you can focus on your day on college football. I understand 6 for 6 really hones in on focusing on all the other sports, but I know football season is right around the corner and everyone in the United States enjoys, the classic American game of football. So when that comes up, we definitely, seek that out and, look forward into it. But let's get down to business into I shouldn't say tonight's episode. It's in the morning. So good morning to everyone in the United States. Let's get the show on the road. To start off, on 6 for 6, we ranked the 6 best sporting events. So let's, get into it. First off, we have the WNBA with the Lynx, the Minnesota Lynx, and the Chicago Skies. WNBA tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on NBA TV. This is definitely like if you're still in the mood of basketball, you don't want to watch some, NFL football this weekend. This is definitely, breaking it up, giving you something to look forward to tonight. Just giving you some background on these two teams right now. The Lynx are on a 2-game losing streak, and the Chicago Sky is also on a 1-game losing streak. So they're looking for that win to get back on track and continue to win. Their record right now, the Lynx are 13-9, and the Chicago Sky are 11-11. So they're pretty balanced. So, when I see teams that are balanced like this, that means it's going to be a solid, good matchup, and they got to try to prove their worth in this competition, in this, contest. So this is definitely going to be something to look forward to and, continue to develop as their season progresses. Number 2, after that, definitely something, to look forward to in this week. So next up, we have some NFL preseason. I understand it's preseason. It's not all, the glitz and glamour of all the starting players, but hey, we got to still give the NFL some love, and the players are trying to earn that spot. So starting us off is a game that I, want to see, end up happening, though it's now on regional TV for me. It'll be the Colts and Vikings. The reason why I put this in the number 5 spot is trying to figure out where Carson Wentz, their backup's going to be. This is going to be a critical game, trying to figure out who's going to be the backup quarterback just in case if Carson Wentz does not stay healthy in this scenario. So this game is a lot of, preseason action, seeing how that develops for players and along those lines. But I just want to, keep in mind, it's like if the Colts can't find that backup quarterback, their playoff chances are not going to be great. And that starting role for that quarterback role is definitely going to be interesting. I know the Vikings are looking for, building, giving their secondary some chances and, having a solid offensive line and just giving, Kirk Cousins a chance, develop and finding those, key injured reserve players when you're late in the season trying to make a playoff push and you're starting, 11 is not healthy. So this is one of those key, preseason games and trying to figure out who are the best, players to be in. Next up, we're going to still continue in the world of the NFL. We're looking forward to it. We have, a game that I, would love to see, but I can see this game actually. So this game is the 49ers and Chargers, 7:30 p.m. Pacific. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 Pacific on NFL. Sunday, Chargers 49ers. This game is really Trey Lance's game to really show that the 49ers, he's the guy to go to. Last game, he threw for 5 for 14 for 128 yards and 1 TD. Not bad, but it's that pass percentage completed has me a little bit worried. I understand it's his first preseason game, trying to get acclimated to the NFL, but only completing 5 passes of your 14, that's a little bit of a head scratcher. But I understand, only a few series, you don't want to get him injured. But at the same time, this is going to come back, maybe to haunt the 49ers if he ends up getting the starting job and putting him in a tight, awkward situation, I would say. Like, if he can't, make those key critical passes in those games, and it's kind of hard to say what his, fate's going to be. But before we go on to your number 3, let's just give a quick recap for the viewers who are tuning in with us. I know when we put it on Spotify, it's like, oh, I forgot what games he listed. This is why we go back and, restate some of the games that we already talked about. So we have the Minnesota Lynx and Chicago Sky WNBA tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on NBA TV. If you're still in the mood of basketball, definitely, tune in for that. I understand we're getting close to that football season and ramping that up in college football and all that, news debacle and all that fun stuff. But if you need a side break from the game of football, definitely give the WNBA some love tonight. Next, we have the Colts and Vikings. Like I said, finding that backup quarterback to take the leagues just in case if Carson Wentz can't really get underway this season. So this is definitely going to be one of those critical preseason games to figure out who do you rely on when Carson Wentz isn't going to be stays 100% healthy. So this is something, maybe you have a bridge quarterback this season, then go pick up a quarterback in the draft. But I don't know what the Colts game plan is this season at that point. But, as the season unfolds, we'll see what they'll end up doing. Next up, we have 49ers and Chargers. Like I said, Trey Lance got to work on his pass percentage completing. Last game, he had 5 for 14, and it's just not good. You need a little bit higher. You at least, go 10 for 15 or like Justin Fields I'll talk about later, but he went 14 for 20. That's better complete, missing 6 passes. That's going to happen. But he made, 14 good solid completions. So it's Trey Lance got to get that up there in his numbers. They're kind of low, I would say. Next up, we have some baseball. We got to love the great American game of baseball, ladies and gentlemen. We got the White Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays at 1:10 p.m. Eastern, 10:10 a.m. Pacific time today. I know it's one of those regional TV games, so if you aren't in the area, you're not be able to see it. But, hey, check out any of your sports apps where you normally get, your baseball and content like that. And to just keep track of the game, see how, the outs and innings are going. The teams are fairly stacked. They're winning records. It's like the White Sox record right now is 72-51, and the Tampa Bay Rays are 75-48. Like I said, this is a great game of baseball at its finest, ladies and gentlemen. Definitely, like I say, if you want to get into baseball, you got to watch the best teams to really understand and appreciate the game. Yes, you can watch the bad teams, but if you want to appreciate a game, you got to see the 2 top teams going at it. Definitely something that you should, watch and see what ends up happening. Definitely, tune in for that. And our number 2 spot, ladies and gentlemen, we have the Little League World Series in the number 2. It's the elimination games today, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on ESPN. And there's one game on ABC. And I understand I enjoy watching Little League, watching the young athletes grow up. It's fun-filled action. A lot of the players have great introductions and little, favorite food or favorite actor or favorite saying. Definitely something, worth, watching and giving the love of baseball for the young talent that, give them that TV attention and just trying to make them feel like that they're almost in the major league and living their dreams and make that become a reality for a lot of those young athletes and their aspirations in their careers. But definitely fun-filled. I enjoy the Little League World Series. Definitely take the time and energy into that, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, before I get released to number 1, I'll recap, the 2 through 6 spots. But hey, if you have any games that I forgot or left off, definitely tune in. Post it in the comments section. I'll read them and say, hey, you got a really good game. I'll definitely, tune into that, giving fans what they want in the world of sports and just creating that opportunity, like I said, for those athletes to, embrace sports and get fans to try new sports that haven't really thought about compared to, your old reliable sports that, you could always go to and you stick with. But branching out, checking out the different sports really gets, you a well-rounded individual in the world of sports. It's definitely taking that time and consideration into that. But Before we really reveal the number one spot, ladies and gentlemen, let's just go down 2 through 6 again, just to do a quick recap. I understand it's going to be a little bit of a short episode, and it's in the morning, so I got to build up a morning audience on the East Coast for the MI6. But hey, we're going to grow this together. Like I said, this is the 7th episode of the first season of 6 for 6. When we hit the new year, we'll roll into season 2 and we'll go the entire year. There will be probably, I would say, like a small break in the summer where there's not a lot of sports going on. So like at the end of July, like right after the NBA playoffs, and then going into August. So there will be like a month break because there's not a lot of sports going on where I can really do a lot of good quality content. So it would be a small vacation for me here and there. But, I'll try my best to be on it like every week on Saturdays and giving you good quality content. I know there's some parts of the year where there's, a few droughts of not a lot of sports events going on, and you start banking on one sport. I don't want to do that here. I want to give you guys, like I said, the possibility of all the different sports. I know the Winter Olympics is coming up, so we'll put that in. We'll have a special episode for that. So, tune in to certain Winter Olympics that I enjoy watching so you can pick up on it and enjoy it as well. But like I said, let's go through 2 through 6 before we reveal our number one. So our number 6 spot, we have the Lynx in Chicago Sky, WNBA tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on NBA TV. Like I said, if you enjoy basketball, WNBA is definitely something that you want to give a try and all that stuff. Right now, we have, the Colts and Vikings tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific time. It's a regional game, so I don't have it where I'm at. But if you're in that area and you have it on television, definitely, watch it and tune in and enjoy that game. If you can go to that preseason game, hey, comment that, ended up going and enjoyed yourself, and, maybe take some pictures of that stadium while you're there. Number 4, we have the 49ers and Chargers Sunday at 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific time on the NFL channel. Definitely enjoy yourself. Watch that game. Like I said, Trey Lance got to get his pass percentage up in his numbers to make him a really, solid quarterback. I understand first preseason game, jitters, and trying to feel that offensive rhythm and get that connections time down. But that's going to definitely be, critical in his, developing as a quarterback. Next, we have the White Sox and the Tampa Bay Rays. Like I said, two of the, I want to say, top teams in MLB. The records are over 70 wins. Definitely great games to watch in them. They're winning records, great teams, and it's just going to be a good game to watch. Next up, we have the Little League World Series elimination games start today at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time on ESPN. One game's on ABC. So if you're in the mood of baseball, definitely check out the Little League World Series. It's definitely great and fantastic. And like I said, give those young athletes, the attentions and love that they, put into that game and training for the Little League World Series. But as you all know, you're all wondering, what is the number one game on 6 for 6? The number one game, you're going to kind of be, surprised in it. It's going to be the Bills and Bears at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific today on NFL, on the NFL Network. Like I said, this is going to be Justin Fields' time to shine, put in more work and trying to get that starting position, that quarterback position over Andy Dalton. But it's going to be what the, Chicago Bears are going to do. They may, choose to not start Justin Fields, but if the season starts to tank, they may, they're like how like the Baltimore Ravens did with Joe Flacco. They left Lamar Jackson in the playoff game, and it was like a passing of the torch. It's like, this is Lamar's game. He has to, get this experience. And that is like how they end up transitioning. So this is why I want, Justin Fields, get some action in this game. Understand it's preseason season. You're not going to get a lot of, starting players and all that stuff playing in that game. But him proving his worth is going to be definitely worth it. Like his first preseason game, he went 14 for 20, Justin Fields, and 1 touchdown. Hey, great game, great preseason. Get him really acclimated with 142 yards. And that was just his preseason game. Imagine him in a full NFL regular season game, how many passing yards Justin Fields can get. And now I know the Bills are not playing Josh Allen, a lot of their starters, but like this is the second week of preseason, so you're not going to see a lot of the big stars out there, but they'll be on the sidelines and all that stuff. But as we get closer to the NFL season, we may start to see some of the veterans come out and play and probably in like week 4 of preseason before we get to that first week so they can, see, what they need to work on before the week starts. But that will be it for us, ladies and gentlemen, for 6 for 6. It's a, quick show. Like I said, I'll do a quick recap before I sign off and you have any closing remarks. But like I said, number 6, we have the Minnesota Lynx and the Chicago Sky, WNBA tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific on NBA TV. We have the Colts and Vikings tonight at 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. Definitely tune in, figuring out the Carson Wentz scenario, who's going to be that, starting quarterback if he doesn't stay healthy for the remainder of the year. Number 4 is 49ers Chargers Sunday at 7:30 Pacific. 7:30 p.m. Eastern, 4:30 p.m. Pacific on NFL Network. So, like I said, Trey Lance got to continue to improve, get his pass percentage up. Definitely going to improve him. Chances trying to get that starting job for San Francisco. The White Sox and Tampa Bay Rays, game number 3 that I have selected. Definitely, fun-filled baseball. Like I said, these teams have over 70 wins. Definitely fun and enjoyable to watch. If you want to get into baseball, I highly suggest tuning into this game so you can understand and appreciate the game. Even if you want to get into more baseball and you really don't understand it, but you enjoy it, I would say the Little League World Series elimination games, start today, starting at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific on ESPN and one game on ABC. Definitely tune in and see how, these, athletes go, these young athletes, and as they try to make a name for themselves and, become icons for younger generations of players. And last but not least, ladies and gentlemen, I have Bills and Bears today at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific time. And it's going to be Justin Fields. If he, plays a good series or a couple series to get him more acclimated, hey, this is going to be his time to shine and see, what Justin Fields can do. But ladies and gentlemen, that will be it. Okay, we are done. My closing remarks are going to say, hey, if you have any comments, questions that you have for 6 for 6, put them in the comments. I'll do my best to read through the comments after the show. And if you have games you want to suggest for next week's show, put them in the comment section. I'll document them. Give me the date and time and where they're televised, and I can make sure I add it to my 6 for 6 script. And maybe, to elongate the show, maybe have the fans select, 6 for 6 games. So you take the best games that you have, and I'll read them on the air. Improve the show time for the show because it's only 6 games. I can make it to a 30-minute show, put a lot of stats and statistics in here, but I want to give you the highlights of the games to build up the hype behind them so you can be very excited and passionate about the games that I, list out for you guys today. But that will conclude it here for 6 for 6, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you so much for tuning in to today's program. Enjoy all the sporting events and enjoy your weekend. We'll see you next week on episode 8 for 6 for 6 of season 1, episode 7. That will conclude it all. Enjoy the rest of your day, everyone, and so long for now.